Isn't that a beautiful view this morning? That is the William Early home, and that's located at 368 West Broad Street in Darlington, South Carolina. And currently, that is a home that we are renovating, refurbishing, refinishing. And there's so much work to do. But one of the most important things to get done are these old doors. And it's easy to paint a metal door that doesn't have 15 layers of paint on it and it's nice and smooth and just chalky, dirty. It's easy to paint a wooden door or stain a wooden door that you can easily just scrape the old stain off, and it's easy. But when the door is 135 years old and it has, I can't tell you how many layers of paint over the original wood, it's not so easy to paint. Now, we do have some amazing paint products. We're going to use our Rethunk Junk, and we're going to incorporate our Rethunk Junk paint products into the renovation of this historic home. I have hijacked Scott's telephone so I can keep up with your comments while we are working on this door today. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that if you have a challenging front door, you can get it done quickly, simply, and in time for your family to show up for Thanksgiving. I'm Diane Pruitt, and yes, Lynette, good morning. We are live from West Broad Street in Darlington. Come on over. I know you don't live far away. Scott's got a rocking chair right here on the back patio. You can come sit and join me for Coffee and Create this morning. You are welcome to. I'm going to step out of the way and I'm going to show you a couple of things that I've done. First, I had to gain approval for the color. Now, the color of the house, wrong side, you can see over here, and you can see on, let me go back to one of the pictures. The house is painted in an historic color from the Sherwin-Williams Historic Preservation Collection. It's called Copen Blue, and it is accented with just the purest white, which was inspired by Rethunk Junk Cloud, but we ended up having to buy several 5-gallon buckets, so we went ahead and went with the Sherwin-Williams because it's an exterior and it is the historic color that matches the Copen Blue. In order to get approval and match what we are working with, coordinate with the Copen Blue, I went back and I looked at some historic color charts, and lo and behold, the color that coordinated the best so that we could paint these doors is Blue Spruce from Rethunk Junk by Laura. It's part of the Inspired by Nature collection, and it was the perfect coordinating color. It also matched the color that was on the historic color chart for the Copen Blue. It has a blue undertone, a nice rich green, and it will definitely bring out the colors around it, and it'll make these doors stand out. So we have 6 doors, 7 doors to paint. We have 7 doors to paint. And I know a lot of people ask me, how much does it take to paint a door? Well, I'm only going to do the exterior, and it's going to be less than a pint. Now, this door is really old, it's really dry, and it might take a little bit more to do this. But typically, on an exterior, 1 coat, even if you do 2, less than a pint of paint. Dry time, 30 to 45 minutes. Cure time, still your 30 days. But you know what? If you leave the door open or you leave it cracked open, you don't have to worry about anybody scratching it when they reach for the door handle come Thanksgiving. Good morning, Alice. How are you? So right below where I've already painted, because I've got approval for this color, you can see this little orangey patch. Well, that's citrus strip. And if you've never used this before, citrus strip is a gel stripper. See where it says citrus strip? Stripping gel. I hate stripping anything, but if I have to strip something, this is my go-to because it is a non-toxic and I don't stick my fingers in it, but unlike other paint strippers, this does not burn my skin like we used to call it airplane stripper back in the day. That stuff will light you up like napalm. This stuff, not so bad, but I still recommend that you wear gloves so that you don't get this on your skin. Because if you have skin like Laura's, it's milky, creamy, perfect, and you don't want to burn your hands. Laura, don't use this. The other thing I have with me today, and I'll use over here and I'll show you, is a heat gun. This is my handy dandy Wagner. Picked it up, I think, at Home Depot. Not a bad deal. I use it a lot. It's very helpful. But when you're trying to get layers and layers and layers of paint off so that you can smooth your surface before you paint, you can employ this. Now, I will caution you, if you have a metal door, you need to be extraordinarily careful because this is going to heat your metal door up and you'll burn your fingers. If you have a wooden door, you need to be especially careful because this is going to heat your wooden door up. And with too much concentrated heat, you can actually create a fire. I know that's crazy, isn't it? But it's true. So if you break out your heat gun, you be really careful with it. I'll show you how to use it. And I'll show you how we can take this cracked up old door and using our Rethunk Junk paint products, we can make this look amazing again. Now I chose this spot with the citrus strip because it was really badly cracked and I had tried to scrape it down before and you can see how far I got. It wasn't coming off. It just wasn't going to work for me. So I left it alone. I put the citrus strip on it. You can see right here there's another little spot and it wasn't coming off, but I got down to the wood. Now, these doors are really old, and I'm not going to strip them to the wood and refinish them with stain. I'm going to strip them down gently enough so that I have a smooth surface to go back over. I am going to paint this door in blue spruce. I'm not going to strip this back down to the wood. It's a task that is cumbersome and too time consuming and unnecessary. These doors have been painted for years and years, maybe not 135 years, but they've been painted for a really long time. Are you ready to get started this morning? Coffee and Create live from the West Broad Street Historic District in Darlington, South Carolina. Let's do this. Now, I'm a little challenged with the technology, so if I stick my hand up in your face today, I'm really sorry. But I'm going to click that camera so we can get over to a singular view. Now, I already have my citrus strip on here. I'm going to take my heat gun and I'm going to work on this section right here. I have my scraper and I'm going to put my glasses on and I'm going to do this gently. I am going to put it on high heat. Pardon the noise. Let's see what this will do in this little section. It's really chipped up and broken up and it doesn't look good. Keep your heat gun moving. Not too close, not too far away. The temperatures have not come up really good yet this morning, but so I'm relying on my heat gun on this door. Before you ask, I'm not worried about the lead paint on here because the layers of paint that have been on here were put on here with oil first and then with latex. You can get if you're doing an older home, you can buy a $7 testing kit from just about any hardware store. And if you feel you need to test your paint for lead before you do anything with it, do that. If it's a lead-based paint, look to the instructions on how to handle a lead-based paint for cleanup. I don't want to give you those recommendations because they are official recommendations and I'm not an official person. So look those up so that you know exactly what you're doing before you start stripping lead paint. This is oil-based and this is latex. So the heat gun does a pretty good job. It's taking some of this off easily, but it's really sticky. And that's from the original stain that was on the door, most likely. Probably from some of the latex, probably from some of the oil. But it's really sticky, so this is a good way to get down in there. I don't think this is any quicker than the citrus strip. That's as far as we've gotten. And to me, that's kind of cumbersome. So let's lay that down and let that rest. Now, the citrus strip, I'm going to grab some paper towels, and I'm going to grab that same scraper. I don't see my other one. I must have left it inside the house. But I'm going to let this edge cool real quick because it's nice and hot. It's nice and hot. It won't take it but a second to cool off. And if you have any questions, hey, sister, what's up? Okay, tropical storm headed toward Daytona. Well, it's actually going to hit in Miami. And it's crazy that this time of the year, that's what we're looking at. Crazy. All right, so the citrus strip needs more time to sit up because it pulled just a little bit off. Not enough. Not enough to smooth that. So we're going to leave that alone too. Now I have one more tool out here and we can use it. Oh, let me find it. Did I not bring it? I didn't bring it. I need my sander. It's on the table right there. My precious and special assistant husband handed me my good scraper because he knew I was struggling with that little putty knife. But I still don't think this citrus strip has set up long enough. Thank you, love. I don't think this has set up long enough, and it's really not scraping anything off. So we'll leave the citrus strip. I think it is supposed to sit after 30 minutes up to 24 hours. This could take a long time. Are you impatient like me? Are you? Then grab that sander and smooth that door. Look how dry that paint is. Grab that sander, smooth that door, grab your prep and prep it. Did it make all of the cracks go away? Absolutely not. Did it smooth it enough so that once we clean it with our prep and we paint over it, will it fill in those chip spots? I think so. Let's take a look at it. Refo Junk Paint is an amazing product. And if you've ever watched Laura do a mush technique, you know if you have a little spot that you need to fill in, all you have to do is take your paint and your paintbrush and mush it in the spot. You daub a little bit on there. Leave it alone for a few minutes. And then after it's dry, pull it down through and paint over it. You don't want to blob the paint on, you just want to daub it. Let me show you how. So if you're watching on Facebook and you see a cart number, and I should be able to see it, but I don't. Let me look. So I created a collection for you to shop. And what that means is, if you need to do your doors, you can buy a bundle. And your bundle will include your prep, your paint, and your paintbrush. That's right. And you'll save 10% by purchasing that bundle during this live, but you have to do it on the website. This live video is also on the Two Girls Treasure website. So all you have to do to make your purchase is click over to the website, twogirlstreasure.com. Go to the live shopping page. That link should be right there at the top of the Coffee and Create. And if it's not, it's still there. You can still buy the collection. All of our Coffee and Create videos will feature the products that we are working with. So if you want to purchase them so you can work with them as well, you can. Just click those buttons. All right, this is blue spruce. And this is my Wooster 2-inch shortcut. I love this brush. It loads well. It's very smoothing. I'm going to get a good load of paint. I don't want it dripping, but I know how dry this door is. So I know it's going to take a little bit of effort here. I'm going to start right here at the top. Do I have you in the view? I do. Mostly. I'm going to start right here at the top, and I'm going to bring it on down. I want to make sure I get a good first coat. I know it's going to take 2 coats of blue spruce to cover this section of door because it is so incredibly old and dry. So let's just get it on there. Smooth strokes, smooth even brush strokes. This door is going to be ready in time for Thanksgiving. There will be turkey. There will be mashed potatoes, homemade from real potatoes, not out of a little packet. There will be lots of gravy, y'all. Lots of gravy. Pumpkin pie. Cranberry jelly, because I like it. Some Hawaiian rolls, because I like them. What else are we having? Green beans. Not green bean casserole. Not green bean casserole. What are y'all having for Thanksgiving? We're also going to have a freshly painted front door. Just like that. And let me see if I can move you in a little bit closer. Bear with me for a moment. Let me see if I can make that happen. Can you see the difference in how smooth this side panel is versus this side panel? They both have 1 coat of paint on them. I did this yesterday, but I didn't do anything but clean it and paint over it. It's rough. It's much more than this. I didn't do any sanding, any stripping, or any heat gun on this side. And you can see the cracks under the paint right here. This side is nice and smooth. Easy. This is pretty cracked up too. I should have sanded that while I was going so that I could do the whole upper, because now I can't sand the upper because this is wet. We don't have good temperatures this morning, good enough that that will dry quickly. Yes, I know you're getting ready for another storm. I'm so sorry. Isn't it crazy we're having one this late in the year? All right, I'm gonna ease you down. Let me drop this camera down just a little bit so that you can see the bottom of the door. Let's leave that citrus strip alone because it really has not done anything for us. And let me get down here and I will just simply drop the camera down a little bit more. There we go. We're challenged for our technology today only because we're kind of on the front porch. And I've got to be careful because there's brand new decking on the front porch and I don't want to mess it up. So I've got some plastic down. Let's hit this bottom and let's take a look at what we can do, just giving it a gentle sanding. And let's see if we can knock some of this loose paint off down here and get this smooth like we did the top. So while that's drying, and I think the wind is going to help us, while the upper part is drying, we'll work on this bottom part and we will see if we can't get this door ready for Thanksgiving. Let's hit it. Sometimes once I get started sanding, I kind of like it. I like what I see, so I keep going. You should always have a good scraper And I want to clarify something. This is kind of important. We always say with this paint, there is no sanding, no priming, no waxing. One, let me start with the last first. Don't wax. If you wax and you get ready to paint again, you have to completely strip it. Mineral spirits, sand it. You've got to get that wax off of there. I hate wax. I hate wax. No priming. You shouldn't need to prime. I hear a lot of people tell me, well, I need to do a gray color to get my dark finish up to a white, or I need to do a coat first before I put my color on. Well, I'm not really sure I understand what the difference between doing 2 coats or 3 coats of the paint and a primer coat and 2 coats of the paint. You're still doing 3 coats. Just use the paint. That way you have very uniform finish. You don't have a different color underneath, and you don't have to worry about trying to bring the color up or bring the color out. Use the paint. That's what it's made for. Now let's talk about the no sanding thing. The paint does not require you to sand. Your surface might require you to sand. Clearly in this instance, sanding is a good thing. I'm going to scrape just a little bit because I really want to get the paint on here. I am so impatient. And we've been working for so long on this house. And it is truly a labor of love to restore an historic home. Most of this is sanded smooth. Still some nice little chunky chips coming off. The more I scrape, the more comes off. Take your time when you're scraping. I've got a nice sharp angle on the edge of this scraper. Be careful when you use it, because if you're on wood, you can gouge your wood and then you have damage. And we're not trying to damage, we're trying to refinish. We're trying to make it beautiful again. And I'll be honest, I can't wait to get to the front doors. They're double doors and they have stained glass. Oh, what a messy mess. But that citrus strip is still not ready. I can look at it. You can see when citrus strip lifts paint, you can see it lifting it up. It's not ready yet. I want to go ahead and get this door as far done today as I can because we are expecting some weather to come in. That tropical depression, tropical storm, hurricane is slated to hit Miami, spin around and come right back at South Carolina. So we are expecting it as well. And because we're outside, you can hear the sirens in downtown Darlington. I hope everybody's doing all right. So what color front door would make you happy? You can get your front door bundle. Oh, that's coming off. Nice. Look at that mess. I'm going to need a broom. You can get your front door bundle with either a quart, like I'm using, or you can get it with a pint. A pint will do a door by itself. And remember, I have 7 doors to do. I'm going to really spray this with some prep. Let's see if we can get some of that loose, chippy stuff gone. So we've got a pretty decently smooth surface to cover over. I think our upper's looking pretty good up there. Dirty. Scraped it, sanded it, scraped it, and it's still just age, y'all. And we are on Broad Street. There is a lot of traffic up and down this road. So we take a lot of dirt to this house. And not only do we have to clean the inside, but we've got to clean the outside every year. Our spring cleaning is a lot of spring cleaning. But I think we're still knocking chips off right here. How are we doing for time? Oh, let's see. It is 9:32. And yep, how cool is that? I love our new shoppable video. The link to get to the shoppable video to our collection is right there at the top of the feed. So if you're on Facebook, you can click that link and it'll take you over to the live shopping stream on our website. And you can buy a pint of paint, your prep, and your paintbrush and get a bundle discount. If you have multiple doors to do and you need a quart of paint, you can just purchase the large. In the notes section, tell me what color you want. Make sure I have your phone number and I'll get in touch with you. If you're not sure, stop by the store or give us a call. I'll be glad to work with you. You can even send us a message on Facebook, or you can use the contact form on our website. That'll get you through to me. All right. Prep this other side too. Love my continuous mister for something like this. Yeah, we're throwing chips off everywhere. So I'm going to spend some time this morning. I'm going to keep sanding this door. I'm going to keep scraping this door. And I'm going to keep painting this door. Let me climb back up. I'm not going to paint that bottom section right off. I'm still getting a lot of chippiness. This is a lot more chippy than the upper portion. So I'm going to leave this alone for right now. Let me move you back up top. If I can get you up that high with this camera, I don't think I can. So we'll just swap cameras again. How about that? Tink. Look how that's drying. Look how beautiful that looks. Let me chip you a little bit so you can see it. That is nice and smooth. This side, nice and smooth. Sanded it, prepped it, painted it. Can't wait to put another coat on. I need it to dry so I can hit this center section. And I want to hit this with the sander so I can knock down some of the crackle in the paint that existed before I put the blue spruce on. And I don't want crackle in my door. There are a lot of things that I love to make aged with my Iron Orchid design products. This is not one of them. I want this to look fresh and clean, just like the rest of the house would be. So Lynette, I'm going to be right here in Darlington for a little while longer. If you want to drive up, come on, you're welcome to. And I will follow up with y'all with some photographs later on with the finished side door at 368 West Broad Street. Shoppable video link is on our live shopping tab on our website. You just click that button, choose your bundle, let me know what color you're interested in, and let's get your front door, back door, side door ready for the holidays. We'll do it again in the spring. Don't worry, you can put paint over paint as long as you're using Rethunk Junk Paint products. I'm Diane from Two Girls Treasure in Florence, South Carolina, coming to you live this morning from the West Broad Street Historic District. I'll drop a link later. You can take a look around the neighborhood. It's a lovely place in the world to be. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. Stay safe this weekend. Go get out the vote. And I'll see you right back here. Thanks for watching.